Okay, first off, I don't know why I chose to be here in the middle of the afternoon in Bombay heat to shoot this video, but here I am. So let's just do this. And there's a crow. Would I actually go back and be an owner of a Bounce Infinity E.1, or would I suggest one of you to be one? I don't think so. But yet I am still happy that I am an owner of the Bounce Infinity. Let me explain. I bought this bike about a year ago. And at that time, I was moving from my then N-Torque, and it was my first transition from an ICE scooter to an EV. So I wanted to try and dabble around the pre-owned market so that even if I don't like it, I don't break the bank all that much. And at that time, and of course even today, the two big giants for the EV market is Ola and Ather. I looked on OLX about a year ago and I found someone selling this bike, which was about a year old then, and was selling it for 65,000 rupees, which I found quite reasonable. A few things I actually liked about this bike over the market giants, Ola and Ather. With Ola, I mean, Ola had its own teething issues that time with software, with the front monoshock and things like that. Ather is quite a small bike. I'm a little shy of 6 feet tall, so I kind of look very puny on it. I look like the bear from Madagascar. This bike, contrary to popular belief, is quite hefty. And the brand ambassador is, of course, Ritik, who's a 6 feet tall guy, and I saw that, and he didn't look out of place in it, and that's what gave me confidence in picking this bike. A few other things. A bike of this caliber and this price range actually has dual disc brakes, so front and back. It has flushed foot pegs. It has things that I wouldn't expect this bike to have, like cruise control. Okay, so there are two things I'm going to show you. One is it topping up at 39 kilometers or 40 kilometers per hour on eco mode. So I'm on eco mode right now, and if I just gun it, it's going to top up at 39, 40. Now if I press cruise control, that's this yellow button here, I keep it pressed, it says cruise. Now I can just leave the accelerator and I don't have to keep it twisted, and it will just maintain the speed. Now because I press cruise control at 39, 38, it's maintaining the speed. Even if I press cruise control at 60, it would just maintain that speed that you press cruise control on. So this is quite a nifty feature on the Bounce. And until you press the brakes, you'll see once I press the brakes, the cruise control will shut off. There you go. It has regenerative braking. For those who may not know, regenerative braking is when you don't use your brakes in an EV and you just let momentum take over. When the bike is in momentum and it gradually stops, it's called coasting. And that basically uses the kinetic energy from the moving wheels to charge the battery back again. It's very minute, but it does help in regeneration of some power back into the battery. It has a removable battery. Now, I stay in an apartment in Bombay, so this was one of the biggest pluses for me, for it to have a removable battery. And it also has some kind of under-seat storage, enough for a half-face helmet, which was another plus. I got it for 65,000, so the guy was a dealer, and I literally just went and exchanged my N-Torque for 35,000, gave him 30,000 rupees cash, and just bought this bike. So it didn't break the bank all that much. So I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy owning this bike so far. Now, a few negatives about this bike, things that are not so good. It says the top speed is about 65 kilometers per hour, but I have barely touched 60. It's not a big deal breaker for me because I just literally use it to ride around the city. But the 0 to 60 takes like 3.5 working days. I'll try and do a little live demo for you to show you how long it takes. It takes a long time. Here's what it actually looks like in reaching its top speed of 58, 57 kilometers per hour in real time. Power mode on. 1, 2, 3, let's go. So yeah, that last 59 takes a while, but that's the time. So if you're looking at that peppy, zippy, quick 0 to 60, this is not the bike for you. Again, not a deal breaker for me because I literally just use it to run errands around the city. But in case you are considering buying this bike, then I thought this is something you should know. The second thing is that if you're on iOS, if you're on iPhone, the app does not exist. It used to. It does exist in the Google Play Store. And I called up Bounce and I asked them because I just changed phones. And when I tried to install the app on my newer iPhone, it said that the app does not exist. I called up Bounce and they gave me some bullcrap about it being, or the apps being refurbished. But what I truly believe is Apple charges a lot more for your app to be hosted on the App Store compared to Google. I'm thinking the company must have somewhat done an analysis of how many Bounce owners are Android users and how many Bounce owners are Apple users. The ratio must have been more in favor of the Android users. So I guess they've just not hosted the app on iOS. So yes, if you have an iPhone, at the moment, the app does not exist, but yes, the good folk at Bounce told me that this is just temporary and it will come back. But be warned. But if you do have the app, if you have an Android phone, it has many things like geofencing. You can actually geo-lock your bike so that the bike does not exit a particular geolocation. And within the app, you can do things like look at battery percentage live. It gets over-the-air updates. You can see where you've parked, the location of the bike. So yeah, it's pretty nifty. A brand new price of this bike, I think, is somewhere a little around 1,20,000, 1,30,000. It keeps fluctuating because they keep getting offers. I just got lucky to get this pre-owned and spend only 30,000 more in exchanging my Ntorq. And I definitely don't regret buying this bike for that price. But would I spend 1,30,000? I don't think so. Given where the company is looking at not hosting the app on an app store, it's not a pretty sign. Purely on looks, though, I quite like this whole modern classic look that Bounce decided to go for. It's got these always-on headlamps that look quite nice. They're LED headlamps. I went and put some aftermarket bumpers directly from the company. They come in two colors, chrome and matte black, and I just went for the matte black because I like this black and black look. It just makes it look a little more beefy. It has three modes, two out of which you'll use a lot, that is Eco and Power. Eco basically caps top speed at about 39 kilometers per hour, while Power takes it up to about 60. There's another drag mode that you can actually drag the scooter if you want to, if you have a puncture. You don't have to push it physically. And it also has a reverse mode. And add that to the list of things that I was quite surprised this scooter had. But yes, that's my experience so far. In fact, I caught myself looking at other EVs lately. As I said, I've owned this for a year. I was looking at the Revolt. I was looking at the new Aether, the new Rista, the Ola. But I have the want. I just don't have the need because this scooter kind of feeds all my needs for an electric vehicle or a scooter. This is the only vehicle I have because in a city like Bombay, I don't think I really need a car. So it kind of serves my purpose for all things pretty local. But yeah, let me know what your opinion about owning a scooter like this would be. If you have any questions, of course, shoot in the comment section and I will be very happy to answer. But yes, that's it from me. That's been my experience. Stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.